everyone, and welcome back to a new episode of the Florida Holidays podcast. I'm your host, Abby, and I am joined as always by the lovely Zara.
Hello.
Hi, Zara. How you doing?
Good. We're here again. We've got such a lot to talk about today.
I know. Yeah.
We're touching on a big subject. It could go on for a long time, so we're going to try and compact it into useful bite-sized information.
When we started thinking about this episode, and we suddenly realised that we couldn't do it in one.
Yeah, for sure.
One episode. So today we're talking about family firsts with the children. So first timers going to Florida. It's a massive subject. So today we are going to focus on planning, the planning side of it. It's January as we're filming this. So I know a lot of you are going to be thinking about what you're going to be doing. You're going to start thinking about planning for your next Orlando holiday. So that is where we're going to try and give you some tips, some pointers for that very early planning stages as you're starting now to think about, do we want to go to Florida? Do we want to go to Orlando? What have we got to start thinking about?
Yeah.
What does that look like?
I think it can be a bit of a stumbling block for people who haven't been to Orlando before, or maybe, you went yourself as kids and now you're going to take your own kids back. It's a lot to think about, and I feel it can be a bit overwhelming with things to take in. So maybe people just are like, it's not for me. We're going to make it for you. And I'm going to have a lot of questions on this. We are talking about planning for trips with sort of school-age children and toddlers. I'm going to be taking my little girl for the first time. You have taken your kids always to Orlando. Yes. So I've got a lot of questions. I'm going to need your help as a mum.
I mean, it seems like a million years ago now, but yes.
Yeah, so we're going to do it. We're going to dive in.
A lot of things have changed,
A lot of things have changed, And I think, again, if you've been already as a child and you're going back, it's not like it was.
Yeah.
Like in the best way. It's good.
But first of all, we've obviously got to get there.
Yes.
So we've got to decide all of the whats, the whens, the wheres, the hows. Yeah. We've got to decide on all of those things before we actually move on, and we'll cover this in another podcast about once you actually arrive in Orlando. And I think we've probably got a little bit of a few back episodes as well, haven't we? That'll probably help out. So so today we are going to talk about planning.
Yeah, the planning stages. So I feel like the first thing on everybody's list is, when do we go?
Yeah.
So we're going to break this down into two parts. As Abby said, like, we've got past episodes on this. We've got a whole episode dedicated to the best time to travel to Orlando. And that's broken down by like the events that happen. It's broken down by the age of the people traveling. So definitely go back and check that out. But for the purpose of this, if we're talking for families, if you have not got children in school and you've not got to think about the school holidays, don't go in the school holidays.
You're already winning. If you've got that luxury and you don't need to go in the school holidays, then that obviously,
avoid
crowd levels, unfortunately the price is going to come down a little bit if you can avoid the holidays.
Yeah. We like I like May time anyway, May. And I like the fall as well in Orlando. So, and you get the mix of a lot of different events happening in Orlando. If you go like September, October time, you get a little bit Halloweeny, a little bit Christmassy, like in between there too. But if we are talking families with children of school age, I'm going to feel that pain. You've been there, felt it. It's still doable. One of our favourite times to travel is like the back end of the school summer holidays, that last sort of week, 10 days. The American schools are back, which again, like we talk about this in a lot more depth on the previous episode of the best time to travel. The American schools are back. Our kids are getting ready to go back to school. Prices come down quite significantly. That's a really affordable time to go for families. And we like October half term as well, don't we?
Yeah. October half term's a great time to go. The weather's still beautiful, much less rain.
Yes.
And another good one is February half term as well.
I feel like I always forget about February half term.
February half term is a great time to go. I mean,
Beautiful weather.
The weather is beautiful that time of year. It's not like going in December when you can get really cold snaps, but it's you generally will go and have very pleasant weather, sunny days, but just less humidity, nice, pleasant temperatures. And I think if you've not been before, there's nothing that can prepare you for that Floridian humidity.
No.
So I think February half term's a really good one to go.
Yeah, particularly with
think
kids.
about. And if you can pinch, I know people wouldn't want to take their children out for sort of a full 2 weeks, but maybe if you could pinch a day either side when schools are winding down for half term, or then that may be another good one to consider. And one of the favourite festivals of mine is Festival of the Arts in Epcot, which is happening in February.
Nice.
So that's a really, really nice time to go.
Yeah. I think one of my big things as somebody who's getting ready to take what will be a 4-year-old for the first time is, what on earth am I going to do on that flight with my child? Yeah. So I heard really good advice actually from a friend of a friend. She's got 3 girls, and for about a week, 2 weeks before they travel to Orlando, she doesn't let the kids watch any TV. Oh, so then when they get on the plane, it's like, there you go.
Oh, that must be a battle. That must be a battle.
I feel like I'm going to give it a try.
Yeah.
She says, I'll probably will still plant my child in front of the TV while I'm trying to pack and do all the things. But if I can give it a go and then be like, there you go, there's the TV.
Yeah.
There's your snackies. But like, how do you do it with kids?
I mean, I've experienced all manner of like disasters when traveling. I've sort of been an hour in and then someone's threw up in my lap, I've experienced it all. And I mean, when my kids were little, they used to have before. I don't know if it was before iPads, but my kids hadn't got iPads at that point. And do you remember the sort of the videos that you used to be able to put on the back of the car?
Yeah, yeah.
And you used to be able to play their DVDs on it. I remember taking them. All the little travel games we used to take, colouring books, sticker books, all of that stuff is what we used to do. And it was always stuff that they'd never played with before.
Yeah.
Little cars and stuff like that Jack was into that he'd never played with before. So that they generally sort of kept them quiet. And as well, the novelty of having the TV screens in the back of the seats. I mean, the poor people sitting in front of us, as the kids are exactly that. Yeah. So I think toys that they've never played with before, little bits and pieces that they've never played with before is a good one. Sticker books were always a winner for me.
Yeah.
I know people put together now and people put together these really little cute snack boxes and things like that.
That wouldn't last 2 minutes.
Yeah, no. Yeah. So I know that people do that sort of thing. And my kids have always toddled around the aircraft as well. I mean, I think just don't try and make them sit still for 9 hours, so we would definitely, when they were babies, we often had the bulkhead seats so you can sort of set them down there with the play mats and things like that.
Nice.
So we've definitely done that as well. I mean, there's no, I'm not going to sugarcoat it for you. It's hard work.
Please do.
It's hard work.
I'm going to try and take comfort in the fact that there's going to be 4 adults to 1 child.
Yeah.
So we can sort of take it in turns maybe But I'm definitely
share them round. Yeah. I think my kids have actually played with quite a few strangers on planes over the years.
Yeah, I've done that before. Like when we have been on long flights before, we've sort of, interacted with other families and things. Especially
everyone's in the same boat though, aren't they? There's a
can't
lot,
go anywhere.
Yeah.
Everybody wants your child to be happy.
Yeah.
And if that means a stranger is going to like talk to them and entertain them for 5 minutes to stop a meltdown, I feel like everyone's on board with that.
Yeah. And I think in general on those Orlando flights, the crew are great.
They're fantastic.
I've never had, crew that, like I say, I've had, my kids have been poorly while we've been, in mid-flight, and the crew are always fantastic as well at keeping the kids busy.
Yeah.
And their flight meals entertain them as well. I always find they love it.
Yeah.
Discovering what's inside, and so you'll be fine. I think just try and be prepared. You know what your kids are into, don't you?
Yeah.
So just try and think outside the box a little bit, maybe get creative.
Yeah, we'll have to do something. But
and things that they perhaps can enjoy on the trip. I mean, you can't obviously take a whole like arts and crafts pack, but sort of activity books that they can sort of think about what they want to do when they're there and what they're looking forward to and that sort of thing. I mean, we've done, as part of our countdown we used to make countdown calendars. We've made autograph books, all those sort of things.
Yeah, I think we'll be all right. I'm hoping the fact that there's 4 of us, like I say, to one child, is going to stand us in good stead. So when we get to Orlando, I think we're going to plan on doing the mobile passport control, the MPC. So this is an app that you download, and you basically get through that immigration line a lot quicker. I did this recently on my trip in December. We went through there in like 5-10 minutes, and the queue for all the other like regular lines, if you like, it went on and on and on. Yeah. If you want to get off your flight, get to where you're going without a child having a meltdown because they want to get out and they want to be on the road, or it's way past their bedtime at this point with the time difference, everybody's going to be upside down. The MPC app for sure is the way that I'm going to go.
Yeah. And I think maybe we've done this a bit of a long way round. But while you're talking about that, that's another good point as well, is to look at your apps and think about your apps before you get there.
Yes.
So like download the My Disney Experience app, download the Universal Orlando app, things like that.
Yeah.
And just get familiar with them. That'll sort of help you out before you get there, that you're familiar with those apps, you know the way that they work, because that's going to make your days in the parks with the kids easier.
Yeah, because you can do things like mobile ordering your food, so you've not got to wait, and you can check wait times. Yeah. And if you're doing Disney and things, you can pre-book your dine-in like 60 days out and things like that. So that's really good advice, actually. Like, download your apps and get to know them, because there's nothing worse than feeling on the spot.
Exactly.
And this big holiday and the pressure's on and it's hot and you're like, don't know quite what you're doing. Everybody's going to get in an argument. Yeah,
it just makes life easier, and I think parents sort of get that anyway, don't they? Yes. They get the whole juggle and the struggle of sort of day to day.
Yeah,
and I think you need to sort of approach an Orlando holiday that way as well. Like, being organised will make your life, being organised before you actually arrive. Is going to make your trip a lot smoother.
Yeah, definitely.
So you definitely want to think about that before you leave, as part of the planning stages now. And you get familiar with the parks and opening times, and you sort of get a feel of what to expect when you get there. I mean, we're obviously on sale, aren't we, right up into 2029 at the moment. Yeah. So you're going to have a good understanding of those parks, where things are located. If you've got those apps,
that's it. Because like the maps on there as well. Like, if you start thinking about the things that you want to do before you go, you've got the maps and you're going to know how to get there. You're not going to be thinking, which way do I need to go?
Exactly.
And little things like that sound quite insignificant, but if you've not been before, the scale of the parks can be overwhelming. And just having a bit of a plan of knowing I've got to go in this direction, rather than everybody getting in there and everybody's going to want to scatter in different directions to see all the things they want to see. Just sort of know where you're going.
For me, the planning becomes a bit of a hobby. Yeah. To be honest, it really, really does. And what I always used to find with my kids as well is, when I was doing the planning part of it, asking the kids opinions, telling the kids about different things. Would you like to do this? Would you like to see that? It builds that excitement for them.
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah, that's definitely one that you want to think about. And then obviously, you've decided when you go in, and then you now need to start thinking about where is the best places for you to stay. Obviously, there's so many options that you can do, from sort of in the bubble, as we say, in Disney or in Universal, or a villa. So this very much depends, I think, on the kids' ages.
100%. And I think this is the key point at which to say, this sounds like a lot. You don't have to know all of this. This is what we're here for. Exactly, this is what our experts are here for. They will talk to you. They'll get to know your kids' ages. They'll get to know the things that you want to do, the things that you want to see, and they will make recommendations for you.
Yep.
So while we're saying all of this, it can feel like a lot, but they will also recommend downloading the apps before you go. They will recommend, the best time of year to travel with your kids. Like, don't think you've got to take this all on board.
No.
So on this point, we also have touched briefly before on like on-site stays when we did the episode on Walt Disney World versus Universal. We've talked a little bit about the benefits of staying on-site versus staying at a villa. So there are definitely past episodes to go back, and I'll drop them in the comments as well. But for us this time as a family, we're traveling with 3 generations of us. So there's myself, my husband, my little girl, and my in-laws. We are staying on site this time at Disney. We've chosen to stay on site for the benefits of the free shuttles. We can get up of a morning, do a bit of the parks, come back, have a rest, go out again if we want to. We'll get early theme park admission. We've got the dining plan. For us this time, I think it's the only time we'll do a 3-generation trip. Staying in the bubble, having all the stuff there on hand to make it as stress-free as possible for everybody.
Yep.
That ticked all the boxes for us this time.
Yeah.
I think like as a Disney adult, you've said before, like you've had your time of staying in the bubble and now you like go off site a little bit more.
I mean, we've done it always, if I'm completely honest. I mean, when my children were babies, Ruby, she was 6 months old the first time that we took Ruby. So we were sort of very much in that sterilising bottles, needing the constant laundry and things like that. So for us, a villa worked. Yeah. And the being able to have separate bedrooms as well, so that Ruby wasn't up, when Ruby was still up through the night, she wasn't, disturbing her brother and things like that. So
that's a really good thing to consider.
Think it just depends, I guess, what your family looks like.
Yes.
I think for a villa, when we'd got Ruby as a baby, then the villa was perfect because we'd got all of that. We'd got everything that we needed. Yeah. But then as Robin you're out of that stage now with Robin. Yeah. So Disney probably is the right thing for you to do. So I think it just depends really on what your circumstances are. Yeah. But it is very easy in a villa if you've got young children, and it helps with budgeting as well. I always found, the children can go to bed when they want to almost, or at their normal bedtime. You can try and keep them. It's a bit easier to keep them in that routine.
Yeah.
That is so much easier in a villa.
Yeah.
So I think there's definitely a lot to think about with the accommodation, and it just depends how old your children are. At the moment we are loving the Disney bubble. So that's obviously just where we're at the moment. But
I like that. Yeah, I'd never considered actually having 2 young children, or like a toddler and a baby.
Yeah.
And then staying in a villa, because that gives you all that little bit of space so you all get your rest.
Yeah, when they're younger, I think, as any parent knows, that when they are younger, the routine is so very, very important. Yes. And you're already taking them out of that routine. You've got often long days, very tired kids, cranky kids, cranky parents.
Prioritise
the
sleep.
Last thing they want is being disturbed in a hotel room.
Yeah, 100%.
By a younger sibling or what have you.
Yeah, that's really good advice. I like that.
So I think in that instance, a villa would work. Yeah. But then any of the if you need sterilising equipment and things like that, a lot of hotels will provide that.
And there are a lot of hire services as well these days in Orlando. I think things that weren't available, like when your kids were younger, there are so many hire services that if you need things for your child, car seats, strollers, sterilising equipment, it's so easy to come by if you're staying in a hotel if you want to be a bit closer.
Yeah.
But there are also suites to consider as well. So we have quite a few properties that are all suites. There's the Sinesta Inner Suites on iDrive. There's the Grove Resort and Spa. Our favourites, the Drury Plaza and Drury Inn and Suites. They all have suites. So if you wanted the benefit of being a little bit closer to the action, because let's not forget villas are generally a little bit further out. If you want that benefit of being closer to the action, but a little bit more space for everybody, you can have a suite within a hotel, so you've still got all of your amenities there. But some of them do have like literal separate rooms, so you can close the door on children.
And some of them have like little kid suites, don't they? And things like that. So
even like the Disney hotels and the Universal hotels, they have a lot of suites as well. So like dockside inn and suites at Universal, that's always our best seller. They have like a little kitchenette area. So you can like prep like real basic meals and things. You can shut the door on their bedrooms, shut yourselves away from the kids or vice versa.
Yeah.
And like, that's probably one of my biggest concerns as a first time parent taking our little girl is like everybody sharing that room. Yeah. I'm counting on Robin being so zonked at the end of the day that she's just going to crash.
I think so, yeah.
And I probably will as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the idea of having a suite.
Yeah.
We did look at it. It was just like when the dining plan came out for Disney and we knew it was going to be a once in a lifetime for 3 generations, we were like, let's stay in the bubble. But if not, we would have stayed in a suite somewhere.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
and you already know my rule of 3 anyway, but that's so much easier and even more important, I think, that when you've got younger children, you can take them out in the heat of the day.
Yeah.
They can go and have some pool time. They can go and have some nap time, whatever that looks like for you.
Yes.
That is that little bit easier when you're staying in a Disney Resort hotel. That is so much easier to do.
Yeah.
So obviously you're gonna have that benefit.
Yeah, 100%. I think that's our plan. Like, make the most of that jet lag because I'm pretty sure that Robin's going to be up that first day. So we're all going to be up.
Do you know what else I used to do as well with mine? I used to stagger the bedtime.
Oh, okay.
So a couple of weeks before we'd go on holiday, I would sort of let them go to bed an hour later.
Oh, a bit later. Yeah, that's a good idea.
And then maybe go like literally a few days before we were going, we would sort of let them go to bed a couple of hours later.
Yeah.
Just to try and
I like that.
Get them a little bit more accustomed to the time difference a little bit quicker.
Oh, I like that. And how did that, when you got back, were they just so zonked from the holiday that they fell back into routine quite easy?
Yeah. Mine fell into routine.
Oh, okay. I like that.
Pretty quickly every time. I don't ever remember. I remember it being more of a thing going on holiday than coming back.
Yeah, because it's a later flight coming home, isn't it? Like it's an overnight. So I feel like you fall into it a bit easier on the way home.
They were just absolutely exhausted and they just pretty much would sleep the entire way home, and that sort of got them on the right track. Then we would sort of land at
generally land early morning,
6, 7, 8 in the morning and what have you, and they'd had their full night's sleep
Perfect.
On the plane, and that sort of helped. So I just found that before we started to do that, they were up at 1 a.m.
Yeah.
Which is no fun for anybody. Like even with the worst jet lag, you can probably normally last out till about 4.
4 or 5, yeah.
On that first few days.
Yeah.
So I would definitely, if you can, I know it might be a little bit tricky if they're at school still or what have you, but that used to help.
I like that. These are the kind of tips that I need. If anybody has done this with children and is listening, please send all the advice my way, because it's all right for me to like sit here as a Florida specialist and give out the tips, but it's another thing to like put them into practice myself. So anybody who has got tips for traveling with a 4-year-old, wing them in.
Yeah, we want to hear them, don't we?
It's
been a long time for me, and things are coming back to me as we're talking. But I think do this. I don't know. I don't want to sound boring.
No, go on.
And I don't want to take the spontaneity out of it, but definitely give yourselves a loose plan. As I say, for me, when I've got a holiday countdown, planning becomes a hobby.
It's part of it.
It becomes a hobby for me. It gets me excited for the trip. I very loosely know what I'm doing. I say that. I don't. I know to the hour what we're doing. But I'm trying not to sound like a crazy person. But we sort of know what we're doing. But I know everybody might not want to be that organised. But definitely get yourself a plan together so that you know. And I think for me, I'm always shocked at how long things take.
Yeah, even after all these years of you going, like you've been going a long time.
Even now, I think everything takes longer than you think it's going to.
Yeah.
So just always allow yourself that wiggle room.
It's not like, I know for me, like when I get up of a morning, let's get up, coffee, Robin up, nursery run, go, 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 go.
Yeah.
Like, you don't want to do that on holiday, but equally, if you want to make rope drop, you've got a plan. If you want to go for breakfast somewhere, you've got to have a little plan. And like you said, you don't want to take the fun out of it, but Orlando isn't really a destination that you can wing it with kids. You've got to have a little bit of leeway.
You can, of course you can, but I just think you're not going to get everything out of it that you want, probably. And I think, in my experience, everybody knowing what we're doing and what's coming next, almost to a degree, everybody's sort of on the same page. There's no opportunity for. I'm always flexible, and we'll change our plans if no one feels like it. But in general, I always found that sort of everyone knowing what's coming next sort of kept any of that sort of tired bickering, crankiness, that sort of kept all of that at bay a little bit, and being flexible. Again, if people are too tired, you don't drag them round. Yeah, be flexible. Come back, have a bit of downtime, and just relook at your plan and figure it out from there.
Because I think it's really important for everybody to recognise you are never going to do it all. This is not a holiday that you're going to go on and take every attraction off the box, every park off your list.
Yeah.
You accept that you won't do it all before you even go.
Yeah.
Like you've sort of said, have a plan. I always say pick out 5 attractions in each park that you absolutely want to do. Anything else you get to do is a bonus, because it's not just about the rides, is it? It's about the atmosphere and the shops and the food and all of it.
It is.
So knowing that you're not going to tick all of that off your list before you even go anywhere. I think it's really
even
important.
If you only did those 5 things, like when you're in any of the parks, you are immersed in that park. So it's not as though you're just getting from A to B and it's a waste. Like you are all the time
in it,
experiencing everything that's going on, even if you only sort of tick a handful of things off your list on that day.
Yeah.
And then I think the final thing that I remember shocked me way back when was the things I wasn't the monetary things that I wasn't prepared for.
Yeah.
And I think now in the day of the internet and things like that, we can research all of this. But I think for me, when I first sort of started going, I wasn't prepared for how much those tips add up and the gratuities add up. Yeah. How much the parking was. So I think when we're talking about pre-planning before you actually get there, I think just have a think about your budget.
Yeah. And again, like our experts will be able to help with this. They know parking costs. They know which hotels have resort fees and which don't. Yeah. They can help you with all of this. This is not something that you've got to shoulder on your own. And we've got a huge selection of hotels now in our preferred partner property that don't charge parking fees, that don't charge resort fees, that have free shuttles, So if your budget is a little bit tighter, there are still ways to do this.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah, of course there is,
But tips definitely is a big one, I think, for families to consider, because it's not something we're used to here. It doesn't generally happen. It is like customary there. It's like as standard. So that's always a really good one to remember, I think.
And the servers work so hard. You want to give a tip.
100%.
For things because like, they deserve it.
Yeah. For things like me, it's been thinking about car hire, stroller hire and things. I am not carrying a 4-year-old around a theme park all day. Not happening. So I am in a very lucky position. My best friend lives in Orlando. I'm getting her to scour Facebook before we go. She's going to get on Facebook Marketplace for me and hopefully find a stroller.
That's a good tip.
You can hire them from the parks. You can hire strollers. It can be fairly pricey. Yeah, like $15, $20, $25 a day. If you're absolutely desperate, go for it. Yeah. If you have any chance to get to Walmart, get to Target, you can buy a cheap one. You can pay it forward and leave it at your hotel for somebody else. There are Facebook groups for a lot of hotels, and people will often say, "Oh, I'm leaving Jewelry Plaza today. I've left it in the laundry room."
Yeah.
Like, pay it forward, keep your eyes open. There are options that you can take with you if you've got like compact strollers and things like that. But it's just these little things to think about. Car seats. We're not hiring a car when we go, but we're hopefully going to go out to the coast one day, do the Kennedy Space Centre. So obviously we've got to get where we're going. And I was thinking about a car seat for Robin. And I saw on Facebook somewhere, somebody had posted about like this inflatable car seat that is approved. It's been tried and tested by all these people. Deflates, clip it to your bag, off you go.
Brilliant.
But it's little things, you've got to think about it before you go.
Yeah.
Especially if you are choosing to hire your own car as well. Like you're going to think about car seats and things. So it's just the little bits. It sounds like a lot, and I feel like I don't want to spin any of this in a negative light. You just have to think about a few extra things as a parent.
And you can make it fun.
Yeah.
I love, it's what I love to do. So I have a great time.
Yeah. Because the planning is part of it. And once you get into the thick of it, like you feel like you're gearing up into holiday mode. Like that's where I'm at now. We're recording January. We go in May, so it's not long now. And I'm like starting to get all my dining reservations, thinking about where we want to go, starting to think about like, I'm going to need a stroller. So that means it's nearly here. Like I've got all these exciting things to think about. And our team are so fantastic at ticking all of these little boxes. And they'll say to you, like, I've heard some calls this morning, like every phone call that somebody's been on, just want to check you've got your Esters. Like they'll touch these little points for you. So don't sit here like scribbling notes.
Definitely, reach out to the team. They'll be able to walk you through everything and anything really when it comes to planning your trip. So I think we will wrap it up.
Yeah.
There's Zara. And we'll definitely do another podcast around sort of once you actually get there.
I feel like there's a whole other thing we can do, like first time in Disney with kids, first time in Universal with kids, because it's a lot, but that's what we're here for. Like that's the point of this, so we can share our knowledge and our expertise. And I feel like when I come back from my trip, we should do a download of traveling with a toddler for the first time.
Yeah, definitely, because I'm very rusty.
Yeah.
It's been my eldest is 26, so I am very rusty.
It's been a hot minute.
I'm very rusty now, and you've probably got a lot of tips that we've missed today. So
drop them in the comments, share for sure.
Yeah.
And please do go back. There are lots of other podcast episodes that touch on where to stay, how to save money, the best time to go, experiences at Walt Disney World and Universal. There's tons of stuff that we've done before. So definitely go back and check out the previous episodes. But I think that's it from us for now. So we'll say goodbye. We are on YouTube, Spotify, all of your socials. We're on Amazon Podcasts, Apple Podcasts. And we will see you again for another episode. Bye.
Bye.